I just, on like, I can't even talk. Thank you for stopping by, you guys. If this is your first time stopping by, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you like, also hit the little bell button right next to there so you'll get a notification every time I post a video. That way you will never miss another delicious food video again. Okay, so today's Wednesday, which means we have our subscriber spotlight right over here. And our subscriber spotlight this week goes to She Vegan. I will post her link down below to her channel. She's also a vegan YouTuber on here. She's a lovely subscriber of mine. So, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these delicious carrot dogs. Now, these delicious carrot dogs I love to make all the time, especially like for barbecues and stuff like that. And these are so easy to make that you can make these for just to have at home in the fridge whenever you choose to kind of like have a quick fix, you know, a quick little bite. And then you can also make these for a barbecue. I usually double this recipe. Sometimes I even triple this recipe if I'm going to a barbecue or having my own barbecue. And these are always a hit. Even for non-vegans, they eat these and love these, and no one ever just has one. So, let's get veggie. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys how I made the marinade for our carrot dogs, because I have already prepped and marinated the carrots that I will be using for this video. But I'm going to go ahead quickly and explain to you. It's super simple. So all I did was take 8 carrots, peeled them, and boiled them. So I boiled these carrots until they were fork tender. You don't want them to be too mushy. You just want them to be like a nice soft texture for when you bite into them. It still has kind of like that hot dog, you know, bite to it. So I just took them straight out of the boiling water and I covered them in our marinade, which I'm going to show you now. Or I should say I put them in a container with the marinade covering them. Alright guys, so for this marinade, it's super simple. So in a mason jar, I have half a cup of water, and then I'm going to toss in 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. I have a tablespoon and a half of soy sauce. And here we have our seasonings. We have 1½ teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of poultry seasoning, and 2 teaspoons of paprika. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss that in there. And I'm just going to put a lid over the mason jar. Whoops. And I'm just going to go ahead and shake that up. Literally, that's it. Like, that is literally all you have to do for your marinade. And whoops, I'm leaking all over here. So that's all you need for your marinade. Once your carrots have been peeled, boiled, softened, you're going to take them out of the water and then pour this over top and let them marinate for 6 hours or more. Alright guys, so next we're going to be making our chili beans for our chili dog. We're not really making these beans as much as like heating them up and mashing them a little. So I'm using a mild chili bean can, and these are red beans in chili sauce. And just make sure, I actually get these at Aldi's if you have Aldi's nearby. These are vegan. It literally has like 10 ingredients, all simple, naturally flavored, which is pretty awesome. So I'm just going to be using half of this can. So I'm literally just going to pour this in, like half of the can. If you're going to do a lot with this topping, then you can do the whole can, you can do more. Obviously, a half a can will give you maybe like three chili dogs, depending on how much you add, of course. So I just have this at a medium heat. You don't want to like scorch these. These are already cooked. I'm just mixing it up and heating it through. Next, I'm going to mash these up really lightly. I don't want to like completely mash these up, but just a little. And I'm going to go ahead and lower the heat like all the way down. I'm pretty much turning these off. So these are already heated. I'm just mashing this up just a little, just to give it a little more of a texture, not just like regular bean. And our chili topping is done. So basically I just added a little tiny bit of oil onto our pan, and I'm just placing them on there. I'm doing 4. You can put all of them in there at once, but I'm just doing 4 and then just kind of like moving them around. I like them to get just like a little brown. You don't really have to do that. I just feel like it adds flavor to the dish. Don't be scared if you kind of like feel like you burn them a little. I prefer mine to be like that. That's why I said before, I like mine to be like a little brown because I feel like it adds to the flavor. But like I said, you don't have to do that. You can just kind of like toss them back and forth really fast and heat them through. But I love the flavor that like a little charredness gives to the carrot dog. But yeah, these are pretty much ready to go. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and assemble our doggies. Or that's probably not a good choice of words for a vegan. But anywho, let's go ahead and get these carrot dog babies onto their buns. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, she's using her fingers. She's using her fingers. Listen, if you want to use a fancy tool, by all means, go right ahead. You know what my fancy tool is? My finger tongs. So that's what I'm using today. Alright guys, so we're going to start off with our chili dog. So I'm just adding some coleslaw onto here. And this is coleslaw that has already been dressed. So I already did like a little dressing for it, which was just mayo, milk, sugar, and vinegar. Next we're going to add our chili over top of our coleslaw. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I like my food sloppy, and every time I make something sloppy, I say the same thing. You know I like my food sloppy, so here it is. And next I'm going to go ahead and throw on some sauteed onions. And then for the final touch on our chili dog, we're going to go ahead and throw on some chips. Our next guy is here, and this is our Mexican dog. And for our Mexican dog, we're going to be throwing in some corn. Throw on just like a few raw onions. And next, I'm going to throw on there some chopped tomatoes. And honestly, I would so much prefer fresh, but I ran out of the fresh stuff and I thought I still had some in the fridge, but I didn't. So I went ahead and put some canned. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add some avocado. And last but not least, for our Tex-Mex taco style dog, we're going to go ahead and drizzle on some of my homemade ranch sauce. If you don't know what the homemade ranch sauce is, I'll leave a link down below so you can check out how to make it. Oh, that wasn't the last thing. The last thing was going to be a few little leaves of cilantro. And next we have our regular guy here, and I'm just going to remove the dog for a second just to add the vegan mayo. So I'm just going to put some vegan mayo along the inside of the bread. And then we're going to go ahead, this one we're going to keep it pretty simple. So we're going to go ahead and add some ketchup. Then we're also going to add some Dijon mustard. And this right here, this is like my go-to carrot dog. And then I'm going to throw on some sauteed onions. And last but not least, some potato chips. Alright guys, so you know what time it is. It's time for the taste test cam, and I'm going to start the taste test cam with my favorite, the Simple Dog. You just can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong with that. Next we have our Tex-Mex dog. So yeah, the Tex-Mex carrot dog is delicious. My battery died in the middle of that tasting. But anywho, alright, let's go ahead and taste this bad boy. This guy is messy. This is the chili dog. Here we go. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share so people can see how delicious vegan food can be. Also, click on one of these videos to continue watching, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye, guys.